Hi guys, I've been working on a story today that I wanted to talk to you about because it is something that every single teenage boy and their families in Australia needs to see and listen to. So we're in Victoria. Victoria Police have told us about this, but it is an Australia-wide issue. Our teenage boys are being targeted online. Now, cybercrime has been going on for a long time. Sextortion is what this is all about. Has been going on for a long time, but that has traditionally been targeting girls. This is now boys that are being targeted by a foreign crime syndicate. Victoria Police know of 100 here in Victoria, but they're the ones that have been reported to police. So they suspect the real number is probably 10 times or more as high as that. Here is what they're doing. They're setting up accounts that look like pretty girls, or hot girls as they're calling them, who are then reaching out to usually teenage boys, sometimes even older than that, and befriending them, striking up a chat, and then over time sending a picture of themselves in some kind of compromising position. So it might be a nude photo, it might be something like that. That is to lull the male into a false sense of security, thinking, right, well, they've sent me this photo, that's then my insurance policy, I feel safe to send one back. The problem is this account is not a teenage girl. It's not a girl at all. So that's when the blackmail starts. And these accounts will then say, I will send this to your friends and family. I will ruin your life if you don't send me. Well, it's usually a couple of $1,000s, anywhere between $1,000 and $5,000. Of course, most teenagers don't have that sort of money, so there's often a negotiation. But the problem is a lot of these kids are actually sending money, and what that says to the criminal is that this person has the means to pay and the willingness to pay. So that doesn't make the offending stop. It makes the offending worse. So the advice for kids is do not pay any ransom, because as soon as you pay that money, that person is much more likely to keep hounding you. You do need to report it to the police, because the police are working really hard to catch these people and to bring them to justice. So have this conversation with your kids, discuss it around the dinner table, talk about it, and make sure kids know this is happening to a lot of people. They're not in trouble if it's happened to them, but they do need to report it to police, and police can actually help you.
A warning for parents tonight. A growing number of teenage boys are falling victim to organised crime gangs pretending to be young girls online. They convince victims to send nude photographs, then the blackmail begins.
A stark warning from police: cyber criminals are targeting our teenage boys.
We've got young people that are tormented, suffering significant anxiety because this is happening to them and they've got no one to turn to.
Sextortion, traditionally a crime targeting females, now the tables are turning. A growing number of males are being approached by a pretty girl online who strikes up a conversation.
The account will then often send a nude photo first. So that's to lull the boy into a false sense of, oh, this person's really nice, I've got a photo of them. So when they're asked to send one back, they do.
But the photo they receive is fake. The girl, she's fake too.
And the minute that that photo is received at the other end, the blackmail starts. I will ruin your life, I will share this photo unless you pay me $2,000, $3,000.
Paying usually makes it worse.
When a payment's made, it doesn't stop. So it escalates.
Police know of at least 100 Victorian victims.
Most don't report it. That is absolutely the tip of the iceberg.
Police believe there's one main foreign crime syndicate responsible, but they've been using locals as mules to help them transfer money. They suspect many of these middlemen are also victims of their scam.
Have this conversation at the dinner table tonight. Let's start talking about it and let everyone know that it's happening so that we can prevent it.
Police can help victims, but only those they know about. Christy Cooper, 7 News.